I always think it's nice to have a little battery backup. But when unexpected events happen though, sometimes we just need bigger power. Let's start chatting about good emergency prep tech. Well, shoot. Okay, I obviously didn't just go through an earthquake, but we're using this box for illustrative purposes. I've literally connected everything back up into my office, running my camera off of AC power, my lights. I even ran a line to get my bookshelves lit back up, all from this box. And I want to thank Anker for sponsoring this video and supplying a 757 PowerHouse portable power station. We'll be talking about these power stations throughout this video. Okay, I wanted to get out of that dark office for a bit, hit my local park, but now of course the sprinklers are going. I think they might be turning off here in just a second, but you can also hear some leaf blowers going off in the distance. This is the beginning of a series I've been wanting to shoot for a while now. I live in earthquake country and it's always in the back of your brain. Something could happen, the ground could start shaking. Growing up participating in the Boy Scouts, you always want to be prepared. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. The cool thing is a lot of tech that we might look at for disaster prep is just genuinely good, high activity or travel gear, especially if you're into a more outdoorsy lifestyle. That crossover use is fantastic. But for all the individual gadgets we might pack and use, the critical consideration is charging and powering all of those gadgets. We have to think about living off the grid and anticipating challenges. Now, a little portable power bank, these are great for running your phone for an extra day or two. You might consider stepping up to a slightly larger battery if you want to power your laptop longer out in the field. And there are some solid, bigger options that even have full-size AC ports, but we're talking about some real out in the field use, away from a wall outlet, and with the potential to support a much wider collection of other electronics. From creature comforts to communications equipment, all the way up to necessary medical gear, we need to look at powering an entire family. Now, the general idea of a power station makes a lot of sense. You pack a ton of battery capacity, we put it into a durable frame, then we add numerous ports and connectors to hook up a variety of gadgets. And stepping up to a nicer power station should bring a little bit more flexibility too. Multiple ways to charge the batteries in this case, plus a few lifestyle niceties like more control over how it's charging and discharging and a better display, better readout for seeing what's going on with the battery. It's always a nice touch when you can get yourself a little nightlight. One of the most important features though, active cooling to make sure the batteries inside this case stay healthy. You can charge and depend on them longer. When I reached out to Anker about collaborating on this video, I wasn't expecting them to send out this new box, the 757. This is their top of the line option, but I'm really glad they did. This is ticking all of those boxes that I just mentioned. This is a big case with big specs, the newest from the company, but a lot of what we're going to be highlighting here can also be found in some of their other products with smaller battery capacities. Anker power stations like the 535 or 521 have lower capacity and lower total output, but they still use the same high quality cells for fast charging and longer lifespan. The 757 is a 1,229 watt-hour battery capable of 1,500 watt total output. Now it's okay, those numbers might not mean a whole lot to you. They didn't mean a whole lot to us until we started researching this stuff. Essentially, this is able to power appliances like microwaves, coffee makers, portable refrigerators. Depending on the capacity of your full-sized refrigerator and the amount of surge that it needs to kick on that compressor, it might be able to tackle a full-size refrigerator. I'll be doing some of the gimmicky stuff and showing this off, hooking it up to a television for when you want to camp or when you want to tailgate. I'm mostly doing that as the visual just to show you what this box is capable of. But in case you were wondering, it should be able to power a 40-inch TV for about 8 hours straight. It's silly, but it gives you an idea. We get a car socket, 4 USB-A, 2 USB-C, and 6 AC outlets. Now, the 757 can be recharged via a home outlet, car connection, or over solar panels, and all the appropriate cables are included to hook up the station where you need it. This is kind of freaky cool. Over a home outlet, the 757 can recharge from 0 to 80% in 1 hour. And the premium LFP batteries should stay in a healthy state for over 3,000 full charge cycles. And this is all backed up by a 5-year warranty. A big chunk of portable battery is super useful around the house where it can act as a backup for other devices like CPAP machines or home networking equipment. But in the event that you do need to leave your home, this is a very convenient way to grab a large chunk of electricity, throw it into your car, and make sure your family's okay. That said, this is a hefty boy. The rugged frame is shaped directly into dual handles, and that's a really nice consideration because this comes in at roughly 44 pounds. It's an exciting tier to watch. Now, I use an uninterruptible power supply, a UPS for my home workstation right over here, which is great in a power out, but it's not portable or easy to pack and carry. The 757 can also pull double duty as a home UPS. So when you've got it plugged in and charging, if you disable the power saving feature, it's still gonna put power out through all of these ports, and the switchover time is under 20 milliseconds if power to this box is cut. It's still gonna be providing clean energy to all of the devices connected to it. In the event of an emergency, if you can stay in your home but your power is down, this box can keep laptops and phones and tablets running for days. And you can also keep other rechargeable batteries going for things like radios or walkie-talkies. It's so low tech, but I would highly recommend every family buy an inexpensive set of walkie-talkies. They're also just kind of fun. But we really start stepping up to something you can rely on when we're also talking about keeping our medical equipment safe too. Both my wife and I are on medications that need to stay refrigerated. So we're looking at the best portable fridge to use for our needs, but the first step in selecting that is finding a way to power it. By the way, if you have any recommendations on a really good travel fridge or cooler, please drop some comments down below. That's next on our list, and it will probably show up in a future tech prep video. And I always appreciate a really flexible gadget, or where we can use a power station like the 757 in conjunction with other power generating hardware. This will help keep some of the load off of other mission critical gear. I don't own a work truck or real heavy duty work grade power inverters. I'm in a little mid-sized sedan, so I can turn to my little blue car in an unexpected situation if I just need to juice up some kind of portable electronic gadget. Run the engine, plug in the car socket, sure, I mean that can work, but it's a little city commuting car, and that 10-gallon fuel tank that we have, I mean it's great, it's a fuel efficient vehicle, but that's also the fuel we'll need in the event of an unexpected evacuation order. We don't want to just be burning gas to top off our phones and power our laptops. But we are in Southern California, and there's quite a bit of sunshine throughout most of the year. So a power station will probably charge faster over some high quality solar panels than plugged into a car. It's so cool crunching the numbers on this. If I need to power a portable fridge, this station should be able to run a small capacity cooler for around 20 hours straight. But a fridge doesn't need to run constantly if I can keep it closed up and out of direct sun. So if we add in some solar panels, I should be able to keep medications cool while topping off smartphones, laptops, and communication gear for days without ever needing to use fossil fuels or a generator. I'm a big old tech nerd. I'm sure you've gathered that by now, and that's why I think this is so cool. Working this out with Marie and shopping out some of the other options, some of the other solutions we've been considering, a small gas-powered generator is going to be less expensive up front than a solution like a battery backup. But you probably shouldn't run generators indoors. You've got to source fuel for it, which sometimes can be a challenge depending on what sort of unexpected event you're dealing with. And depending on the electronics you need to connect, a 1-gallon generator might not last as long in the field as one of these LFP battery backups. Once again, a major thank you to Anker for not only sponsoring this video, but letting me play with one of these 757s, take it out for a test drive. There's something so cool about getting to go hands-on with a solution like this and seeing, not just for the emergency stuff, it's also really good for the fun stuff too. So I will, of course, leave some links down below this video where you can find more information on Anker power stations, specifically the 757. You can also shop some of their other options. Those links will be in the description down below. And I'd like to throw out a question, just see where we're at with the audience. As I'm looking at maybe cutting a few more of these videos, What would you like to see covered next for some emergency prep tech? We could go solar panels, we could go rugged communication gear. I'd love to get some feedback on refrigerators or coolers because that's something we genuinely do need. This is a series I've been wanting to do for a while, so please drop some comments down below, see if you can help point me in the right direction. As always, thanks so much for watching, sharing these videos, subscribing to the channel. All the support recently has been fantastic. People checking out those links in the description below, checking out my website, SomeGadgetGuy.com, or joining the list of names scrolling by from my Patreon, patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. This list is the coolest collection of tech pals in the universe, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch, not so much on the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I will catch you all on the next video.